advisory and financial planning services are offered through Simplicity Wealth, LLC, and SEC Registered Investment Advisor. SEC registration does not constitute nor endorse of the firm, nor does it indicate that the advisor has attained a particular level of skill nor ability. Investing involves risk of loss. Insurance, consulting, and education services offered through Diamond Life Planning is a separate and unaffiliated entity from Simplicity Wealth. This information is provided as a general information and is not intended to be specific financial guidance. Before you make any decisions regarding your personal financial situation, you should consult a financial or tax professional to discuss your individual circumstances and objectives.
Welcome to the Rock My Finances show on K4HD Radio and Talk4 TV, where we put the fun in finance. Join Powerhouse Jennifer Jose, CDFA, CMC, and Private Wealth Advisor, as she collaborates with you to create clarity, control, and confidence with your money, your way. It's not about the zeros, so what is it all about? Let's find out. Now here's your host and weekly friend, Jennifer Jose.
Hey y'all, welcome back to another wonderful episode of Rock My Finances. Today we are going to talk about something that I promise you have experienced before. And if you haven't, you will. Happens to 100% of us out there. How do we talk about money without fighting? It could have been even in teenagehood, right? Fighting with our parents around money. I remember, wanting the label jeans, Jordache jeans or whatever. And my mom was not a label shopper. I am not now either. But at the time I wanted to be a cool kid. And so it could be that fighting. It could be any type of fighting. You have a business partner, obviously a spouse, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever it might be. How do we have money relationships without arguing? So it's one of the biggest sources of stress in a relationship, but it doesn't have to lead to an actual argument. So we want to be able to have healthy conversations and understand different money personalities. And we want to be able to avoid communication pitfalls, So we're going to dive into all that today. Have you ever noticed that the simple conversation, like you could just be talking about something so very simple and it turns into a huge argument within just like a couple minutes? So maybe one person wants to save more, one person wants to spend more, maybe one person avoids talking about money altogether. Maybe one person might even be spending without sharing. And so you find out about it later, or you might get a text now that says, hey, what's this charge on this charge card right now? And you're like, dang, I just did that 20 minutes ago, right? It might even feel like there's one person that cares about the money and the other person doesn't. And so either side of that can feel very uncomfortable. The truth is, here is the truth. It is not about actually money. We are not literally fighting over dollars. This is a really big thing. I want you to get this. I had a client, she was in her 50s. It took her a few sessions with me and she finally got it. It changed her entire marriage. So I want you to hear me here. If you're taking notes, write this down. You got your money journal out. If you have your money journal out, that's great. I want you to get your pen and paper out and write this down. The truth about fighting around money is it's not about the zeros. It's not about the money. It is, drum roll, it is what money represents to each person. So what money represents to me will be very different than what money represents to you. It could be security. It could just be freedom. It could be control. It could be fear. It could be just trust. And sometimes money represents love. Because no one teaches us how to have these conversations, we often repeat patterns that we learned growing up. Again, I know I always go back to our childhood. I know. Hey, Dad. Hey, Mom. What's up? I just went and visited my mom today. Okay. So I'm going to share some practice ways to talk about money without fighting, whether you're married, dating, divorced, widowed, blending finances with a new partner, having children growing up with it, talking to your older parents, your younger parents. We're just going to dive right in. Okay, so number one, part one, money is rarely about money. It's not about the zeros. It's the biggest breakthrough that you can possibly have. A lot of my clients finally see this and it changes it. Think about it. When two people can look at the exact same bank account have the exact same financial plan and see it completely two different ways. One person might be completely, totally relaxed and all ready to go and move forward. And the other one might be still scared to death about it. One person could see, hey, we're doing great. The other one's like, oh my gosh, we're going to be eating cat food in retirement. Same numbers, same life, just a different story in the background. Okay. So why does this happen? We all have a money story. Yes, we do. Maybe you grew up in a household where money was scarce. Maybe your parents fought about money. Maybe it was you grew up in a single mom household, like my kids did. And there was maybe stress around money every time you had to ask for a big dollar amount for something. Maybe there was just consistent stress around bills. And maybe there's one person that overspent a lot and the other one controlled the money completely, like penny pinching, dime for dime. Maybe there's plenty of money and we never even talked about it. You don't even know money was an issue until you started having to do it on your own. So you're completely uneducated about it. But before you can have a productive conversation, you have to recognize that your partner's money beliefs are very different than your money beliefs. So you have different money beliefs. Neither person, here you go, another drum roll, write this down. No one's right and no one's wrong. Get that. Like, no one's right and no one's wrong. You cannot, just like we always say, you cannot tell me how to feel. And you cannot tell me my feelings are wrong. We got to remember that. Simply, we're operating from different experiences, and that's it. So here's your number one exercise. I'm calling it your Diamond Life reflection exercise. So Diamond Life, if you hear other episodes, what is Diamond Life all about? My children who passed away, their birthstone was diamond, so I named everything after Diamond Life. To experience a Diamond Life means you have a life of joy, freedom, just total bliss. And if you're not there, you know you're on the path to get there. And I want you all to just have abundance of bliss and joy and wealth in your Diamond Life. So your Diamond Life reflection exercise is take a piece of paper and write these answers down to these questions. Number one, what is your earliest memory about money? Number one, what is your earliest memory involving money? Number two, did the adults argue about money in your household growing up? Did the adults argue about money? Number three, was money discussed openly or was it kept a secret? Was money discussed openly or kept a secret? And number four, did you hear phrases like money doesn't grow on trees, rich people are greedy, we can't afford that, you have to work hard for every single penny, right? Did you hear those phrases like money doesn't grow on trees, rich people are greedy, just all those terrible things? And number five, what emotions did money create in your home growing up? So what kind of emotions can you remember when you're thinking about money growing up? Now ask yourself, am I reacting to a current financial situation or am I reacting to a story that I have learned as a child? This is your first step to understanding. Bum, bum, bum. So this is your homework. And this is where the change begins. Because now you say, okay, wait, that like mine was work hard, make money. So I worked hard, like in my early careers and, up until 50s, I worked hard 7 days a week, like always working. And then I realized that these millennials coming up aren't working as hard as I am and they're just as successful. And it's like, okay, what's going on? I don't have to work this hard. Like I had it like a badge of honor because that's just the way it was. Well, it's not actual truth now. Like we need a work-life balance, right? So I had to re-switch that. It's like, okay, that is not my current adult belief now. Yes. Do I put everything, my heart and soul, honesty, integrity, value, and everything, and give my clients everything plus? Absolutely. And that is me. And that makes me feel really good. And do I take Sundays off? Absolutely. Do I leave and go play pickleball for a couple hours? Absolutely. So I had to retrain my old thoughts into my new beliefs. Okay. Part number 2, understanding the different money personalities. The one reason couples struggle is because they approach money differently. So let's talk about a few common personalities. I'm sure there's much more, but we're just going to hit some highlights. The saver, of course, right? They feel secure when the money's in the bank. They like planning. They like emergency funds. They like knowing what's coming next. and they want to know exactly what's happening. And their biggest fear is running out of money. And that could be no matter if they have 50,000 in the bank, $1 million in the bank, 5 million, doesn't matter. They still have the fear of running out of money. That's the saver. The spender. The spender enjoys experiences, making memories. They see money as a tool to improve life only. It's not security for them. It's just a tool to improve life. Their biggest fear isn't running out of money. It's actually missing out on life. And life's too short, they might say. The avoider. The avoider doesn't want to deal with money at all. I call it the ostrich, right? The bills create stress, budgets create stress, conversations, they just can't stand it. So their strategy might be, if I don't look at it, maybe it'll just go away and never show up. The controller likes certainty. They may monitor every single transaction. How many times do they pick up their phone and look at the bank account? They may feel very anxious and they don't even know where the dollar's coming from, or even if they have lots of money, it doesn't matter. If they're controlling, they want to see everything that's happening. They're understanding. Now we need to understand these differences, right? And create compassion around it. When the controller is out of control, they have huge anxiety. They may even have anger. They could flip-flop into depression and anger. And they don't even realize it half the time. They just know that they're feeling out of control, like the boat is sinking. So the goal isn't to change someone's personality. The goal is to just understand it. So here is your Diamond Life reflection exercise on this part. Which personality most sounds like you? Are you a saver, spender, avoider, or controller? Saver, spender, avoider, or controller? Then ask, what are the strengths about my money personality? And of course, what are the weaknesses about my money personality? And then what might my partner see differently than I do? So you might even want to have this conversation with them, like, are they the saver, are they the spender, avoider, or controller? They might think something different than you think. So it's really kind of cool to have the same terminology, to have conversations together. I swear, as a financial advisor, I save marriages. I say that all the time, because once I put a language to money that you both can use, you can talk about it much clearer, with less sarcasm, with less anger, and we can actually all get our goals accomplished and our feelings felt, and we feel part value in the conversation. So we need to create our own language around money. I think I'll do a podcast on that. Oh, okay, good idea. So most conflicts arise when we assume that I'm right, you're wrong. So again, take that out. You cannot be right, you cannot be wrong. That's just the way it is. So instead of trying to change your person's personality or their ways, let's just understand. Let's talk to understand and listen to understand. Okay, part 3. Some of the biggest communication mistakes. Okay, so let's talk about what not to do. Number 1, bringing it up at the wrong time. This is hard sometimes, but we want to, make sure that we respect our partner's downtime, maybe hurried. This is probably, I'm the worst. I still do this to my kids right now. Nothing good happens when one person says, we need to talk about money. Like, ooh, yuck. Who wants to do that? 10 o'clock at night, going to bed after a really long day, when everyone's exhausted, when you come home and you're starving, when you want to come in for a date night and have a good old time, and someone says, let's talk about money, right? We need to choose a neutral time. Now, this is why I always have you put a money date on the calendar so that everybody knows Friday, 7 p.m. is going to be our money date, or 4 o'clock on Sunday, it's going to be our money date. And if you're really contentious, well, of course, hire a money coach. I know a really good one, just saying. And you want to know that that's going to happen so that you can schedule downtime after, schedule a walk, go to the gym, schedule whatever you need to schedule if you know this is going to be a contentious conversation. Like, we want to set these things up ahead of time. Number 2, using blame statements like, you always do this. You never save. You don't even understand money. You're so stupid. I mean, it could get really bad, right? So it instantly puts somebody on the defensive. So here's what we learned like 1,000,000 years ago. iMessages. Yes, I know. I feel. out of control when I don't know when you're planning on spending big dollar amounts. I feel out of control when you just go and make a decision by yourself, right? I feel very anxious when we don't have enough money in the bank. It might be anything, but just keep it to I messages. Because if you really do love your partner and they're not attacking you, and somebody came to you and said, I just feel so anxious when you overspend on Amazon, and I see these packages on the front porch every day, my stomach sinks, my heart sinks, and I don't know how to stop it, and I feel completely out of control. Doesn't that sound better than you spend so much money on Amazon, which is absolutely ridiculous. There's no reason for all these packages to be here, yada, 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 right? Very different. So the moment someone feels attacked, they stop listening. Boom, done. They're not listening. So your words are going nowhere but in the negative bank that you are just taking away from all that good juju that they have. So please do everything you possibly can to not attack. And if you have a problem with that, hire a money coach. Let me tell you, I will help you get that communication together. Okay, the third mistake people make is keeping score. I spent this, you spent that, I spent this. We're not trying to win, right? The fourth mistake is avoiding the conversation altogether. There's always somebody that says, oh, I can't do it today. I can't do it tomorrow. I need to do it next week. And they're always changing the date or getting busy or whatever. Silence is not a strategy, y'all. Avoiding the money conversation does not reduce stress. It adds to stress, especially if you have somebody on the other end that needs to talk about it. Okay, so here is your Diamond Life reflection exercise. Think about your last money disagreement. Ask yourself, did I become defensive or did I blame? Did I avoid the conversation? Did I criticize? Did I shut down? Did I you, and point that finger? Now ask, how was I feeling during that whole conversation? Did I feel fear? Did I feel shame? Was I just embarrassed? Did I feel rejected, like my words weren't heard and I wasn't valued? And did I just feel completely out of control? Look at your behavior in the last conversation. This takes emotional intelligence, y'all, to slow down, take a breath, look back at the last fight and go, okay, take a big deep breath. How did I do? How could I do better? How can I show up better? Now, this isn't just for your partner. This is for you, because don't forget, the third entity in all of this is your relationship with money. So your relationship with money is going to appreciate this regardless if your partner does or not. You have to respect your money. So we want to do this no matter what. Money arguments are emotional conversations disguised as financial conversations. So I promise you, these are your little kids talking about money when they don't even know how to do it. Okay, our last part here, part 4, a better way to talk about money. Simple, with curiosity. Instead of why did you spend that, try, help me understand what was important to you about that purchase. Instead of saying you're wrong, try, hey, tell me more about how you're looking at this. Or my brutal favorite, how does this make you feel when you shop at Home Goods and fill up your car? Right? Curiosity lowers defenses. People become more willing to talk about it when they don't feel judged. So here's your Diamond Life reflection exercise. The next time you have money conversation, replace judgment with curiosity. Judgment with curiosity. Practice these questions. Help me understand your thinking. What concerns you most about this? What outcomes are you hoping for? How does financial security, or what does financial security mean to you? I mean, even in the conversation when somebody says, it makes me really nervous not to have that emergency fund. It's very simple. So what does that emergency fund mean to you? How does that feel? What does that say to you when we have the emergency fund? Like, get to know your partner's money. And just these questions spark it in each other, right? Practice how different the conversation can feel when no one's actually trying to win. So set up your monthly money date so that you can do this. Set aside 30 to 60 minutes. Grab a cup of coffee, bottle of wine, your nice cocktail, whatever you want. Sit out on the patio on a nice cozy couch and review your upcoming expenses, your saving goals, your travel plans, major purchases, progress towards the goals. But above all, how are you feeling about it? Do you know each other's personalities, your financial personalities, your money story? Do you know that with each other? We want to make sure that we're not coming with criticism, that we're really coming with teamwork. We want to make sure that what's working, like talk about what's working with our money dates and what's stressing us out. Like, what are our goals? You might be carrying stress so well. Your partner might not have any idea that you're stressed. Could be your business partner, could be your home partner, could be your family unit, could be your children, it could be anybody. But nobody knows what's going on with you unless you use the words and share with them that that's really stressing you out. And stress creates what with you, right? Like stress creates me to be agitated and bitchy. Like I literally just snap when I'm stressed, or I just start crying for no reason. That's not appropriate either, right? So what do we need to improve? Let's talk about that. Talk about that on our monthly money dates. Now, I want you each to have a weekly money date on your own, and then you can come together as a team for your monthly money dates. Remember, our goal is connection, not correction. I am not here to correct you. Here I am as a financial advisor. Of course, I can tell you all this. It doesn't matter. If you have a completely different money personality and completely different beliefs, my way is not going to be your way. So we have to come together, communication, connection, so that we can create our goals and plans together. And that feels so good. That feels really, really, really good. I always tell people you're going to have more sex and more money if you hire me, just saying. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Rock My Finances. I want you all to be able to have your money dates, talk about money in a connection way, and be able to walk away and say, I rock my finances.
We appreciate you joining us today, and don't forget to subscribe to the Rock My Finances YouTube channel for more engagement and bonus content. Tell me, what is your money story? Let's find out with Jennifer right here on K4HD Radio and Talk 4 TV. It's not about the zero, it's about the F word, feelings. Feelings Jennifer can't wait to explore with you next week. Until then, let's all say, I rock my finances.